And welcome back to the session on your stacks here, stack applications. So today we are going to discuss about something called as the two most important topics. What we have is something called parenthesis checker and infix to postfix notation. Okay, so these are very easy topics. This is the one which we have to concentrate more. This thing, what you people are seeing here, infix to postfix notation. This is something which we people have to discuss more. You people have to pay a bit attention, more attention, in order to understand this particular concept. Well, don't worry, I'll explain you easily so that you people can understand, you can solve the problem. But the only thing is when we are writing program, it is somewhat complicated. So you people have to little bit focus on this particular thing. Okay. Parents checker is the application where we will be trying to check the different parents, whether the expression, whatever we are giving it, arithmetic expression, whether the brackets, whatever the brackets you people are actually opening, are you closing the brackets perfectly or not? That we are going to see in this particular situation on this particular application. Okay, so without wasting the time, let's go ahead. So if you see here, these are the two things we are going to explain here. First one is something we call conversion of an infix expression to a postfix, and then this. First, I will be discussing this parents is checker because it's a small topic. It hardly had two slides, which we can complete it a bit easier. So in parents is checker, and then we will go for conversion of an infix. So first, I'll give you an introduction related to the different type of expressions what we can write in mathematics, and based on that how this we can convert it to. So already two, there are actually three different type of expressions we are having. So among them, I think you people know what are the two expressions. You can see there is an infix expression and there is a postfix expression. Apart from that, there is one more, we have something we call it as prefix expression. So these are the three expressions we are having in this particular slot. So we will discuss them one by one and we'll see how exactly we can perform the operations on them, and then we'll go ahead with the programming part. So let's go ahead. So let me talk about the first, the parents checker. So here we can use stack applications to determine. Okay, fine. It has been blocked again. So here, if you see here, coming to this particular parents checker here, we can use tags in order to represent the validity of the parents. Means, in algebraic expressions, like in mathematics, you people have different expressions, right? We people write something like, something like a plus, okay, first let me write it, a plus b plus c. So if I ask you perform any application, I mean, if I ask you to perform a mathematical expression, this is the algebraic expression which is given. If I ask you to perform the operation, you will be doing it in any way. Either you can add first B and C, and then you can add A. Some people will be performing something called addition of A plus B and then C. But whenever I'm giving brackets, then the expressions will change. If you see here, A plus B plus C bracket. And in the same way, if I write something like A plus B plus C, you can see that the expressions have been changed in this particular thing, isn't it? How exactly this has been changed here? Here, if you see perfectly, since I have written the brackets in this particular case, you people can see that first what I have to do is first I have to evaluate the information that is present in this bracket. That is, first I have to add B plus C, and then whatever the result I'm getting from this particular B plus C, that I have to add it with the variable A, whatever the value I'm having in A. But if you see the second expression here in this particular case, you can see that based upon the bracket, the order of execution changes. So if you see here, first in this particular expression, I have to add first A plus B, isn't it? And whatever the result I'm getting from this particular A plus B, I will be adding it to C. And then finally, I'm going to get the final result. So this is the way how exactly we are actually performing the operation. So here, my point of view in this particular parents checker is finding out that if you people are writing a open braces, making sure that that particular open brace is having, or the open bracket is having a closed bracket. Now expressions can be represented. So what are the different type? Okay, what are the different type of expressions we can represent here? So if I ask you what are the different type of brackets we have here, means there are actually three types. Basically, we use in our programming language, or whether we are using mathematical expressions. What are those? Is open bracket. Okay, so for this open bracket, we are having something called as a closed bracket. Apart from that, what are the other brackets we can use? We have something called as a curly bracket. And for that curly bracket, we are having something called as a closed curly bracket. And then finally, the last but not the least, we are having a square bracket. Followed with that, we have another bracket. We call it as a square closed bracket. So these are the three different type of brackets we have, and based on this only we are going to perform the operation. So whichever expression is there, I just wanted to verify whether that particular expression is valid or invalid. That is what I actually wanted to see in this particular situation. For example, see here, this expression, I wanted to take this expression a plus b. So I have used normal bracket, open bracket, but when I was closing that bracket, I have used a curly. This is a curly bracket, right? This is a curly bracket, we call it a. And this one is what you people can call it as a normal bracket. But you know that whenever you have opened a normal bracket, definitely the expression should close with the same bracket what you have opened. That's the reason he's saying that it is an invalid expression. Why? Because you have opened using a normal bracket, but when you're trying to close that particular expression, you're closing it using a curly bracket. So how can that be possible? It's not possible, right? So definitely whichever the bracket you have used for opening it, the same bracket you have to use for closing it. So that's why we call it as an invalid expression. So this is the input I am giving it to your program, and this is the output I'm getting it. Now if you look at this one, see here, curly bracket open, a plus, again normal bracket open, b minus c, normal bracket closes, and then curly bracket. So if you see here, you have opened a curly bracket here in this particular scenario or in this particular expression. Now you see for that particular bracket, you are having something called as a curly bracket. And at the same time, you are having something called as open bracket, and same time you are having a closed bracket also. Means it is equally justified. Means you can say this is a particularly valid expression. Okay, this is what exactly you have to do in this particular program, nothing else. Just to determine whether the brackets, how many brackets you have opened it and what type, are they matching with the closed bracket or not. If it is, then it is a valid expression. If it is not, then it is a invalid expression. So let me take this and explain it how exactly your program is going to work. Okay, this is the expression I'm taking. Okay, please have a look carefully. So this is the expression I'm taking, that is curly bracket a plus b minus c. Oh, sorry, minus c, and so b minus c, and there is a small thing here, a minus c, and then this, and then the close bracket. Now this is the expression which I wanted to perform here. Now what I'm going to do is, first thing, I'm going to take a stag here, a stag of some size. You can take any size. So here I think I can store 5 elements. So this is the stag which I'm taking, and in this I'm going to store 5 elements. So what I will do is, whenever first the expression is given, first I will try to read this particular expression. Read this. How can I read this? Either you people can use scanf with percentage in order to read it, or you can use something called as gettys. I think you people are familiar with gettys and puttys when compared to your C programming language, right? In that, you people have discussed at gettys function and puttys function. Gettys is nothing but this is a method which is used to read the entire string. Okay, this is expression. So to read this entire expression simultaneously, you people can use something called as gettys. Same way, puttys is a method which will be directly printing the entire expression if you're giving this particular expression. Okay, so as a parameter. So this is what exactly we are going to use. So using gettys or puttys, you can do it. Or else you people can use scanf percentage string. Okay, so percentage is nothing but used for strings, and all the in this entire expression I'm going to store it in the format of a string. Remember that, in a format of a string I'm going to store it. So what I will do is, exactly, I am not concentrated about the different operands and operators I'm using. So if you see here, what is this a, b, and c? I think in C language they might have told you these are nothing but what we call it as operands, right? And what about this plus and minus? These are the one what we call it as
Operate.
operators. Yes, so we are not going to concentrate on them. Okay, because my program is to find out whether the parents is whatever I'm using, are they perfectly valid or not. Means if you are using the open brace, then whether a similar closing brace is existing or not. That is my program. And if you're opening a normal bracket, if you're using it, whether that normal bracket is having a normal closed bracket or not, that I'm trying to identify here. So what I will do, what is the logic is simple. First, I will read this expression. Now, after reading this particular expression, what I will do, whenever I will encounter any of the bracket. So what are the three brackets we have? Either this one, or either open bracket this one, or either open square bracket. If any of these three I'm encountering it, so simply I will push these particular brackets into the stack. So if you see here in this expression, what is the first thing we have here? Okay, just a minute. So let me erase this. Okay. So here we had a bracket like this. So what is the first thing we have exactly here in this? Is a open curly braces. So if any three of them, any one of them, if I am encountering it, I will simply push onto the stack. So if you see here, the first element that is present in this expression is open curly braces. So I'm going to push it into the stack. So stack will consist of this particular curly braces. Now iteration is going on, remember. So one by one, I'm doing iteration. Now how to do the iteration? You people know that we can use for loop. So for y equal to 0. Then what about the condition here? I less than what? I have used getters function, and using getters function, I have taken the entire string. Now, how can I check that how many elements are present in that? So in C programming, we have a method. I don't know how many of you know string length. I hope you people remember this string length. This is the method we can use. And within this, I'll give this particular expression, entire expression. So how much, what is the size we have in this? I will be getting it. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total 9 elements are there. So I less than 9. So I plus plus automatically system will take. You don't have to write 9. You have to simply use here in place of 9 string length within bracket. You have to give the parameter expression. Now expression is the array where I have stored this particular expression. I will show you in the program so that you can understand. So what I will do one by one I'll take. So what is the first zeroth location consist of curly brace. After that I will be moving forward iteration. Next in one place in an array, what is the value I have? A, but I am not concerned about A, so simply I'll skip it. Okay, then what I'll go and I'll come to the next location, that is 2. What is the value I have? Plus, even I am not bothered about that. Then I'll come to the third location. Now when I'm coming to the third location, what is this? There is an opening bracket. And whenever you people are having a opening bracket, so what I have to do, what did I told you? Whenever you're having a opening bracket, any one of them, simply push that particular bracket into the stack. So since I have an opening bracket at position 3, I will push it into the stack. Okay. So next iteration at fourth position, I am having B. I am not interested. So just skip it up. So 5 minus is there. I'll skip it. 6 C is there. Skip it. Now when you're coming to the seventh location, what exactly it consists of here? Closed bracket. Now we have to see here. You can see here. Now you people are getting a closed bracket. So whenever you people are getting a closed bracket, first thing what you will do is you will pop the topmost bracket, whatever is present in this tag. Whatever the topmost element you have stored in this tag, you will just remove it. What is the topmost element? Right now, top is located at this particular position. What is the value you have here? Open bracket. Now you will remove that. So you will use a temporary variable. Within that variable, you will store this particular open bracket. Now this bracket you're going to map with the bracket which you people have encountered, that is this one. So if both are same, that's fine, but in case if both are not same, then you will be using a variable called as flag here. This is a boolean flag. Remember, flag is a boolean. And what do you mean by boolean? It may consist of either 0 or 1. 1 in the sense true, 0 in the sense false. So whenever you bracket, curly bracket I got open. Okay, so open bracket I got a curly brace when compared to a closed one, then definitely the flag will become 0. It means this is false, because when you got a closed bracket this one, then you should get the open bracket this one, not this. So immediately it will be flag equal to 0. But in our situation for this expression, what is the output you got? You got a normal expression. So this condition will fail and it will come out. So this condition is true. Both are mapping. So when it is mapping, done. Then we'll go further. So we have removed this element now. This particular brace we have removed it because that has matched with this particular bracket. Done. And now the top will be coming to this particular location. It is not present here. It has been decremented. So top has come to this particular position. Now again in the eighth position, what is the value I have here? Closed bracket. Now I have encountered something called as here closed bracket. So immediately what I have to do, remove one particular bracket. Whatever the element is present in the stack, you have to remove. What is the element we have in the stack here? Open bracket. Open curly bracket. Now again you're going to map it. In case both are not same, suppose this closed curly, so this is a curly bracket and opening curly bracket, if both are same, means you don't have to do anything. But in case if they are not matching it, then you have to set it as flag equal to 0. And this flag will decide whether it is a valid expression or invalid expression. Suppose if flag is equal to 1, it is a valid expression. If flag is equal to 0, it is a invalid expression. So this is what exactly going to happen in this particular thing. Okay, so this is how exactly it works. If finally your task is completed, so finally what is the output your people are going to get here is nothing but that this particular expression is a valid expression. Now let's take this one, bracket a plus b closing bracket. So let's take first, so using getS I will be using this expression. I got this expression using string length. I'll be getting the length of this. So using for loop, so what is the first? So zero, let us suppose this is an array, right? I'm using an expression array. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. You can, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're coming to I equal to 0, what is this? This is an opening bracket. I'll simply push it into the stack. Done. Now you'll move to the next block. That is 1. What is the value I have here? Operand I'm having, not interested. Then what is the value I have? Plus. I'm not interested in plus. Then I have something called B, not interested. Then if you see here in this particular case, you got something called as a closed curly brace. And when you got this closed curly brace, remove the element which is present in the stack. What is the element we have here? Open normal bracket. And now this one you will be mapping with the bracket which you people have encountered. That is closed curly bracket. This is a normal bracket, open one. And this is a closed bracket, closed one. But if you see here, both are not same. For this closed bracket, you should have this one as the open bracket. But what is the bracket you got here? Normal one. So definitely flag. You are using a flag now, Boolean variable flag. You'll simply represent as 0. And finally, what is the value of this flag? 0 means it is a invalid expression. It is a invalid expression. But in case if you have something like this, a plus b, then definitely we will be getting a valid expression. So I hope you people are getting it. This is the way how exactly it is going to work. Let's see the program so that you people can understand. Yeah. So this is the first thing here I'm going to define. So std, I think, okay. You people already know, right? I don't have to explain much in this. You can understand here. This is the stdio.h is the standard header file which I'm using. Since I'm using strings here, I'm going to use a string.h header file also. Define max 10. So I'm going to use a stack which will has the maximum size of 10. Now I'm declaring that particular functions which I'm going to use in this particular program. So int stack of max. You can see here. So what is the maximum size of this particular stack here is 10. There I have taken in the previous slide as 5. Here I'm taking it as 10. Maybe you might be giving some big expression. Okay, the user might be giving some big expression. So there is a possibility here. So next, what we have top equal to -1. You know, initially stack is empty, so top will be initiated to -1. So what are the two different operations we have in stack here? Push and pop. So void push. So since whatever the curly bracket you are using, whatever the normal bracket, whatever the square bracket you are using, that is nothing but a character. So that character I'm trying to push one by one into the stack. And whenever I want to remove all this particular pop operation. So for that, I don't have to worry about much. So this is what the declaration part. Let's go to the main part now. Now this is your main function. You can see here void main char expression. Now you can see here temp. is a auxiliary variable. You can also call it as a temporary variable, or you can also call it as a auxiliary variable. You can use any of the terminology here, temporary variable or auxiliary variable. So why I'm using this particular variable is nothing but whenever I'm removing an element from a particular stack, like I showed you in the previous one, I have removed an element from the stack, right? Curly braces. So to store that thing, I'm using this particular variable. Now char expression max. So what is the maximum value? 10. So you can give a expression whose size is maximum of 10, not more than that. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. So and this expression variable will consist of the total expression, like whatever the expression I gave here, bracket open, a plus b plus c bracket close, and this is expression. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this is valid. So 10 now, what is the maximum set? 10. So there are 9 elements I am having, so no problem, I can give this expression. This expression it can take, but if you're giving one more element, if you want, you can add it up, but after that if you're adding, it will not take, because the maximum size limitation is 10. So here, after this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a variable I. I think you people know why we use I, for iteration purpose. And initially flag is 1. So flag is the Boolean variable which I'm using. This is a Boolean variable which I'm using. So initially it is 1. Now print the expression, enter an expression. So this is a method I'm using, getS. GetS is a method which will directly take that expression. What is that? A plus b plus c bracket open here bracket close, and this. So this is the expression which will be taken directly by getS. I did not use scanf in order to do that. Even if you want, you can try with the scanf function also, no problem within that. Now what I'm doing, so I'll be using iteration. Now I have to check whether it is condition is not. So for I equal to 0, I less than, if you can see here, as I told you, which is the method I'm going to use from a C programming, string length, strlen. So string length, what is the expression? Where is the expression? This expression I have stored in this particular array, isn't it? Get as expression. You can see here exp. That is nothing but this one. So that expression I'm giving it here. So whatever the length is there, that will be coming. What is the length we got here? 9. So I less than 9, and then it will enter into it. So because the initial I is 0, 0 is less than 9, condition satisfied, it will enter into this particular thing. Now what it is going to do, it will check if, what is the first expression we got here, bracket open, a plus b plus c bracket close, this. So what is the first thing I in the 0th location I'm having in an array? Curly braces. So it is saying, see here, if expression of I is equal to open bracket, normal bracket, or if it is equal to curly bracket, or if it is equal to square. If any one of these condition is true, I think in DLD you know OR operation, isn't it? So suppose A or B. So if any one of them, this is something like 0, 0, it will be 0. 0, 1, you'll be getting output as 1. So 1, 0, the output is 1. And 1, 1, the output you're going to get is 1. A, B. And this is the output when you're performing OR operation. So if any one of the condition is true, the output will be true. So that is what I'm doing exactly here in this particular thing. So it is checking here whether the expressions first whatever the expression I'm taking, the particular, or it consists of this opening bracket, or it consists of something called as this one, this opening brace. Okay, this bracket, square bracket. What I have to do, what did I ask you to do? Push it into the stack. Simply I'm calling push expression of I. So I did not show you the push operation. I'll show you, don't worry. So push that particular stack. So whenever you're getting an open bracket here, either of this one type, this type, or this type, simply push that particular bracket into that. I mean, push that particular bracket, whichever you're getting open bracket. You can represented only open bracket that is asking you to push into that particular stack. So previously I shown you, right? I had a stack. So initially what is the expression I got? So I pushed it here. So this expression I'm pushing it into this particular. Okay. So next thing what I'm doing, if expression of I is equal to close, because I am not interested in this one, A or plus or not. I am only interested in the brackets. Now, next time I equal to 1. So 1 is this, it will simply skip all this condition. It will, now I will become 1. So 0 completed, 1 completed. Now it will come to 2. 2 consists of the second place consists of plus operator. I'm not interested. Then I'll come to third one. See here, third one consists of expression of 3 consists of open bracket. Again, it will check if expression of 3 equal to open bracket, any one of them. You can see that one of the bracket is this one. So definitely what it is asking, push that expression into this. So I'm going to again push that expression here. Okay. So let me write it. So first expression, what did I do in the stack? This is a stack I have used. So here first I have placed 0 in the 0th location. Now I'm pushing normal bracket here because I got this one. Okay, then this particular if will not be executed because there is no curly braces, closed brackets we have encountered. Else part will not exist. It will come back. Now I value is equal to 4. So 4 consists of, what is the value? 4 consists of B. So I am not interested in that. Next it will go for I equal to 5. Not interested. I equal to 6, not interested. I equal to 7, expression 7. So EXP7 right now we are working on. Now it will again check the condition. Now this time it will check the condition if expression of I is equal to open bracket. But this time I got in the expression 7 the closed bracket. This is a string. So I'm representing that in a quotation. So expression, so it means this if will not work, this one will work. If expression of I is equal to any one of the closed bracket, if expression of 5, so expression of 7 equal to any one of this closed bracket, what is the one we got? Normal one. I mean this is the one we got. So condition has been satisfied. So you will enter into this particular for loop and you will find, I mean enter into this if condition. Now if you will find out whether stack is empty or not. If top is equal to -1, what does that mean? Stack doesn't consist of any of the open brace. Okay, so but we is our stack empty here? No, because top is pointing to this particular location. What is the value? 1. 1 is equal to -1, condition fails. In case if the condition fails, that means there are no elements, open braces present in this particular stack. So definitely there is an error. What is the error? It is not a valid expression because you have a closed brace, but you don't have an opening brace. How can that be possible? So definitely flag is equal to 0. Now in our situation, this one, the condition failed because top is pointing to the index 1 and 1 is not equal to -1. This condition fails. So now where we have to go? Where we have to go? We have to go to the else part. And else part, what we are doing, what did I ask you to do? Pop the element, whichever the element is present. Temp equal to pop. Now temp will consist of the first topmost element what is present. What is that? Open normal bracket. And what is the expression 7 consist of? Closed normal bracket. Now I will check it. If expression of I is equal to this bracket, so I don't know now which bracket, system doesn't know, it will check for. So we have to write 3 different conditions because we have 3 different brackets closed. This is one, this is a square bracket, and this is. So which is the bracket we have? We don't know. Means system don't know. So we have written these 3 expressions here. Same, both all are same. Don't get confused. So temp consists of which bracket here? Open bracket. Now you're just mapping with each other. This temp with the expression. Expression of 7 equal to closed normal bracket. Yes, that is what we got it here, right? Closed normal. Okay, now that you are mapping with, you're just comparing with temp value. Now a and so expression of y equal to this, condition true. Yes, both are same. And temp equal to open bracket. Now if any, if the temp, what is the temp value consist of here? What I means to say exactly here is that if you are trying to get, means whatever the expression you got here, in this is a closed bracket, and in the temp variable, whichever the bracket you have removed here, if you got any of these two, suppose curly braces or a open square bracket, immediately say that it is flag is equal to 0. Why? It is an invalid expression. Because whenever, so since what is the expression you got here? Closed bracket. Then definitely you should get a open normal bracket. You should not get this one. You should not get this one. That is what he's trying to compare. And if you got that, means what he's saying, flag equal to 0. Simply make it flag as 0. Same way, the same code, whatever I have written here, I just repeated here. Only thing I have replaced this closed bracket with the closed curly brace. And temp is equal to open one. Okay, so this is the open normal bracket and open square bracket. If any one of this is there, so you can see or. Any one of this is there, when whichever the element we have removed from this tag, then definitely flag is equal to 0. And if this is a third condition, same like that. Only I shuffled the variables whatever I have. So after comparison and completing this entire loop, they'll come to this particular position. If top is greater than equal to 0, if top is greater than equal to 0, means there are elements present in the stack. Simply write flag equal to 0, because there are no matching. Suppose this is a bracket which is left in this particular stack, that is left, and your entire expression is completed. What does that mean? There is no curly brace for this. So definitely flag is equal to 0. But in case flag is equal to 1, you can simply say that it is a valid expression. Else, you will simply print that it is an invalid expression. Okay. I hope you people got it, what exactly it is done. Okay. I will give one example. Same example I will take so that you people can understand how it is invalid it is showing. Okay. And with the help of that, you will be coming to know how exactly it performs. Let me take the expression a plus b, but in the initial I am using a curly open brace, but I am closing it with a normal curly, a normal bracket. Okay, let's see. So this is the expression I got it. Now this expression I am going to store it in an array, exp. This is the expression of type character. So here I have this 0, a plus b close. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the array I'm using. So for I equal to 0, I less than string length. What is this? 0 to. So this is I less than 5. There are 5 elements, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. I less than 5. Well, let's come. For initially I is equal to how much? 0. So expression of 0 is equal to, is it open bracket? No. What is the bracket? I have curly bracket here. So is it this bracket? No. But is it this bracket? Yes. Condition satisfied. What I have to do? Enter and push operation. Push that particular, whatever the variable or the element is present, push it into the stack. So I pushed it. 0, 1, 2. I have pushed into this. Now this condition will fail because I did not encounter the close bracket till now. I'm only at this particular position. Now what happened? I will increment. Now I is equal to 1. So in the 1th place, what is the value we have here? A, isn't it? And A is nothing but a variable. So I'm not interested. So I did not write any condition for that. Again, the loop will be incremented. Now I will be becoming here 2. I is equal to 2. What the 2 consists of? Plus operator. I did not write any code for that. It will simply skip. Now I value, what will be the value of I here? 0, 1, 2. So this is the one B, not interested. Now again, I'll go for I equal to 4. This is interesting now. I equal to 4 means what is the value I got here? Closed bracket. I got a closed bracket. This is what I have to check now. So where I got it? In expression 4. I have a closed bracket. I got it. Now, so this condition will fail because all are opening braces. Doesn't bother. Come to this particular if condition here. Now you check here. If expression of I is equal to a closed bracket. So, or if expression of I is equal to a curly closed bracket or a square closed bracket. What is the bracket we have here? Normal bracket. I mean this one. Condition satisfied. If any one of this there, then you can execute, because that's the reason we have used or operator here, logical or. So any one of the condition is true, you can enter into it. So this condition is true because the bracket what we have here is closed one. So that I'm using it. I'm entering into this particular location. Now, if I'm checking, is top is equal to -1? No, top is right now at this particular position. What is the value? 0. Means there exists some element in this particular stack. There exists some element. It up. Pop that particular element from the stack. So temp equal to pop. So what is the element we have? Open curly brace. I got it. Now I will be comparing this particular bracket with this particular bracket. How? If expression of 4 equal to close bracket. If you see here, this is the one which we got. This condition satisfied. This is 1. True. And temp equal to open bracket. Please look carefully. Temp equal to open curly bracket. If you see here, temp is equal to open curly bracket, or temp equal, so any one of the condition is true, you will be getting. So temp equal to open curly braces. Is it open curly braces? Condition satisfied. So both are the conditions are true. Both the conditions are true if condition is true. And if the condition is true, you will be entering here and you will simply say flag is equal to 0. So what do you mean by flag equal to 0? Here is nothing but it is an invalid expression because you have opened the curly braces, but you have closed with the normal bracket. It's invalid. So that's what I'm representing here with flag equal to 0. I hope you people got it now. Okay. So remaining expressions will not execute because this expression is condition true. It will execute it, but you will not get because expression of I equal to closed curly braces. But what is the one we have? Normal bracket. Here expression of I is equal to closed square bracket. But what is the one we have? Normal. So these two conditions will not execute, fail. But this condition true. And here in the temp, I am having a open curly braces. And the one which I am expecting here is this. So definitely the condition became fail. So flag is equal to 0. Initially flag is how much? 1. Now it has become something called as 0. So now after this particular loop has been completed, you will jump and you'll come to this location. Is top greater than equal to 0? Now top you have decremented. You have removed the element from here, right? You remember this? Now top will be decremented now. So what is the value of top here? Top is equal to -1. No elements are present in the stack. Is top greater than equal to 0? So top consists of -1 greater than equal to 0. Condition fails. So you will be coming to this particular location. If flag is equal to 1, no. What is the flag we have updated now? Flag updated value is 0. So flag is not equal to 1. Condition fails. So it will simply come here. Else invalid expression, and this is an invalid expression because you have opened a curly braces and you have closed with the normal one. So you can say that it will simply print that it is an invalid expression. I hope you people have got it how exactly this particular function works. And apart from this, I just the two functions which I didn't show you is push function. So in the push, what you are going to do is this is the way how you people are written it. Char C, one by one you are storing the character, pushing the character into the stack. So if top is equal to max, what is max? Max is nothing but the size of that particular array stack. What is the max here? 10. I have defined here, right? What it is? 10. So if 10 equal to 10 means all the slots present in the stack are filled up. So definitely we'll say stack overflow. If it is not filled, simply increment the stack and place that character whichever you want to push into that particular stack. Stack of top equal to C. So that will be pushing the value into that particular stack. How to pop it up? Very easy, right? First check the condition. If top is equal to -1, that indicates no elements are present in this particular stack. Simply say that stack is under flow. Else written stack top minus. So what it will do, whatever the element is present in the top, it will first remove and store it in this and give the value. What is the value we have? This will be coming up, and then top will be decrementing. Then top will be equal to -1 since there is only one element here. So this is the way how exactly this particular function works. It is very easy, very easy to implement. Only thing you people have to do is just keep on comparing it, and whenever you're popping an element, that element you will be comparing with the expression. Both the expressions are same, both the strings or both the braces are same, then it is a valid expression. You don't have to do flag equal to 0. But if both the expressions, whatever you are popping it from the stack, storing in temp, and whatever the expression you're calculating, both are not same, then flag should be equal to 0. And this is the one which decides whether it is a valid expression or invalid. Flag equal to 0 means it's an invalid expression. Flag equal to 1 means it is a expression. Okay. So I hope you people have understood this particular thing. Okay. It's a very easy one what we have, and it's very easy to implement also. So this is what we do have. And in the next session, I will be explaining this. There's something called evaluation of arithmetic expression. I need a bit time more for this. So since we are having short, we're having hardly have 4 or 5 minutes here. So I can't explain here right now. So you can just go through it. This is an evaluation of arithmetic expression where we actually discuss about different notations. Okay, infix notation, postfix notation, and prefix notation. These are the different expressions what we have that we will be discussing in the coming session. I'll explain them one by one. Don't worry. And these are very easy to understand. And from this infix, I mean to say this evaluation of arithmetic expression, definitely you'll be getting a marks for solving a problem. Yeah, you'll be solving a problem. I will show you. Just hold on. Yeah. So but these are the expressions which we are going to solve, and these expressions we're solving it using an algorithm. So how we can solve it, I will show you here. So using an example, I wanted to show this is the algorithm. So you will be getting an what we call a problem for 8 marks, and they will ask you to convert from infix notation to postfix notation. He'll ask you to do it up using an algorithm. So how to solve it? So this is an expression I'll show you, and this is the way how you have to solve this. This entire thing will be for 8 marks. So you will be given an expression here. This is the expression, and this expression you have to convert into a postfix. This is what we call it as infix. I will explain in the next session, don't worry. So this infix notation you have to convert into a postfix. So what it is, what and how you're going to solve it, I will tell you. This will be coming for you people 8 marks here. So please understand this when I'm explaining it properly. So, okay. So this is all what we have for the this particular session. In the next session, we'll discuss about how arithmetic expressions are evaluated, how they can be converted from infix to postfix, and how we can solve it using an algorithm. So this is all for now. Thank you. So thank you for watching.